Hey everybody, welcome back. The good camera and the microphones accidentally got left in our truck when we borrowed stuff from work this week because my husband needed a bush hog, so chaos has ensued. So this is not exactly my super high quality usual. It's also why I'm sitting down instead of standing up because I don't have anything to track me. But I got chores done before I filmed, so we should be fine. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here. And today we're going to talk about normal because I had a pretty interesting short conversation on Instagram in my comment section the other day, and I figured I'd go over it. So welcome back to the Green Egg Girl podcast. In my last episode, I was talking about how, the left of feminism just went so far off the rails that it left all of the centrists and classical liberal feminists just in the dust. And because of the current political climate here in the United States, they have decided that they're conservative. But they're not. They're still classical liberals. They just don't understand that they're classical liberals. So, this girl got in my comment section and she said, okay, yeah, but they're crazy and then they're not super traditional, they're just normal. It's not actually normal. For this day and age, yes, it's normal. But for the course of civilization, for the course of humanity, the centrist, classical, liberal feminist is actually not normal for women, and it's not healthy for women either. And I expressed this actually in my comments, and she took a little bit of offense for a second, and then when I went back, we were fine. But I just responded and said it's actually not normal. It's completely terrible, actually. It's really only been about the last 60, 70 years that this has progressed to unmitigated chaos. We're sacrificing children. We're not having children. We're seeking authority over men. We're trying to hate men and drive them down. And that's just not normal, actually. The normal for women is to be having children, staying at home, rearing the children, teaching the children, maintaining the household, respecting the husband. That's actually normal. Being taken care of is normal for women. It's healthy for women, actually. So to say, the classical liberal, well, that's normal. Okay, but that's only normal for basically just before the boomers to current. So no, I reject it entirely. I reject the entire premise that that's normal. I don't think that it's normal in the least. I am trying to move closer and closer to normal. So, I'm not horribly disagreeing with her. And she came back and she said, well, I'm focused on having kids. I said, okay, but I'm talking about feminism in general. And whether or not you think that you're walking some line, if you're following the line of feminism, you're basically following a satanic sect of a religion. So no, you have to reject it. You have to reject the whole premise because everything it was founded on is grotesque. So you do have to actually reject it. And it's been bad for women. So you can try to walk a line for a while, but you're either going to end up, like I am, waking up to it and walking away from it, or you're going to end up leaning into it. That's really the only two options. You can only walk a line for so long. You can't be a Christian and a feminist. Feminism is rooted in Satanism, so you can't be a woman of a biblical woman, the two can't coexist. Sorry, they just can't. So her assertion that, this is just normal, okay, I understand not wanting like the super trad con that's out there, they're baking bread from scratch every 5 minutes and all of these things, and it can seem overwhelming and it can seem performative because a lot of what you're seeing from like the trad cons online is very performative. Most of the actual normal trad con women aren't online because they're busy rearing their children. Okay, so I understand not wanting that necessarily. I also, obviously, what's gone on the like far spectrum crazy of wanting to trans the kids and all of that, and that's just insane also. So I understand thinking that like that middle ground is normal, but that's really only normal for what you see online and what society dictates is okay. We need to look back at larger periods of humanity to decide what normal really is. Because basically we're just kind of a fad. It's kind of like having a teenager who's going through a thing. That's what feminism is. It's that small of a blip in humanity. And it tends to be right before the fall of a civilization. So if you go look at all of these ancient civilizations, when you start seeing rises in feminism and lowering birth rates and all of that, it is right before an empire collapse. So here we are just reliving cyclical history because we've deviated from the norm. So just a thought. Maybe we should actually, go back a couple hundred years and start looking at the norm from non-Rothschild's written history books. Just a thought. Because the history you've been taught in school is warped. The history we're taught on social media is pretty warped. You really have to start going and finding some alternate sources and really figuring out what normal is. And normal is not feminism. It's not women leading men. It's not women being the income earners. That's just not normal. And it's not natural. And there does come a point where physically women, it's not normal and it's not natural. You can continue to lie to yourselves. That's fine. By all means, lie to yourself. It's cool. But I absolutely reject that as normal. I won't be raising my children to believe that that is normal. Our very ill society is not normal. I want actual normal. I want actually what is good for humanity. And nothing we're living right now is what's good for humanity. So, take a step back, set your emotions aside. Look back at the last few hundred years and go, okay, yeah, maybe this isn't normal. And take a deep breath and join me in trying to restore normalcy. I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope none of the rest of you are in Kentucky and got flooded. Yesterday was an adventure. It's another reason why this podcast is happening right now with all of the chaos and on the phone. Because we would have gotten the camera back had we not come a flood yesterday and had all kinds of chaos ensue. So I hope you all got to stay dry. And I hope you had a fabulous weekend. Have a great week ahead. See y'all.